You're about to witness some of the scariest videos found around the internet. Let's check them out.
Shot in Wellington Market, Telford, Shropshire, UK, and uploaded to YouTube by Old Spitalfields Market, the creepy footage recorded in this security video shows how a stack of boxes wound up scattered down a flight of stairs. A subtle, shadowy figure zips up the staircase and appears to almost run into the stacked boxes. The figure seems to blur as it moves toward the boxes and knocks them down. Those watching this alleged ghost may want to pause the video several times to get a better look. While some might claim that a strong wind could have brought the boxes down, the fact that a subtle shadowy image is visible and that the larger box in the forefront doesn't move at all proves otherwise. According to an article about the incident in the Mirror, the manager of the market, Kay Bokier, said, "We came into the market in the morning and the boxes were all over the place. They were on the floor and over the stairs. We thought there'd been an intruder. So we obviously went straight to the CCTV. We couldn't believe what we saw. There was nobody there when the boxes fell off." The market is an old Victorian building that dates as far back as 1244. Old historic structures often have ghost stories tied to them. The traders and stall owners have reported hand dryers starting up without anyone around, doors slamming and coughing noises coming from empty parts of the building. Those who work there never know when or where something spooky might happen. It's rumoured that all kinds of paranormal activity haunt the many theatres around London. As London has such a long history, it's perhaps no surprise that paranormal and poltergeist activity has been reported. One particular theatre, the Victoria Palace Theatre, is said to be especially haunted. Check out this frightening clip, uploaded by the YouTube channel Billy Elliot the Musical. A number of inexplicable occurrences seem to take place. Check it out. At around the 7-second mark, we witness the door to the costume changing room open seemingly of its own accord. It stays open for a few moments before slowly closing again on its own. A little time goes by before we get to see another hair-raising event. One of the model heads on which a wig rests suddenly falls to the ground. Shortly after, a few objects that were on the wig changing table suddenly fall to the ground, right before the clip ends. Dressers of the Victoria Palace Theatre have suggested that the hauntings could be due to one specific person, the early 20th century Russian ballerina Anna Pavlova. While Pavlova was an extremely successful dancer, she was also incredibly superstitious, even afraid to see her own picture on posters. She used to use different entrances than most people to enter the theatre. In the wig room once rested a statue of Pavlova, which was eventually removed during World War II. Present-day dressers believe that Pavlova's spirit continues to haunt the room, causing the random opening and shutting of doors as well as flying wigs and missing props, forever imprinting her own superstitions onto the theatre. In December 2020, Reddit user T-Course received an alert on their phone that someone was at the door in the middle of the night in the pouring rain. Take a look at their eerie nighttime visitor. A woman is standing in the doorway with her mouth wide open. She shuffles her feet back and forth, all the while her mouth is still agape. Luckily, the homeowner wasn't home at the time and didn't have to decide whether or not to answer the door. Several Redditors said it reminded them of the 2014 horror movie The Taking of Deborah Logan, in which a rather infamous scene portrays a possessed woman with an unhinged jaw and someone getting swallowed whole. So what would you do in this situation? Would you be a good Samaritan and invite this lady in for tea and scones? Or would you hide under some coats and wait till it all blows over? In this clip, uploaded to Durban Paranormal on TikTok, we see CCTV footage of some kind of large room. It was captured on September 12, 2021 at around 4:30 in the morning. There's two security guards on the left-hand side of frame doing their rounds when suddenly something strange happens. Watch.
See it?
It's subtle, but watching that again, you can see the chair in the center of frame move.
See it?
One of the security guards approaches the table, looking at the chair for a moment before turning to leave the area. The other security guard approaches and touches the chair as well, clearly puzzled. The two talk for a few seconds before exiting the frame together. The person filming the clip is actually another security officer sitting in the camera room. He's filming the security monitor with his phone. He says that the two guards we can see on camera actually reported the moving chair to him, so he could review the footage and see what actually happened. And as you can see, upon review, there's no easy way to explain the chair's movements.
One guard goes over to take a look, and they decide to leave. What the heck's going on?
The guard's reaction looks quite genuine, and the fact that they radioed the incident into the security desk does make you wonder what actually made the chair move. Was it something supernatural, or is there another way to explain this strange clip?
See it?
Hospitals are considered by many to be hotspots for wandering spirits and ghosts, as they see a lot of death in their halls. One particular hospital in Peru is said to be home to multiple hauntings that simply can't be explained any other way. In one video shared by YouTuber Jesus Enrique Mazano Ramos, we get to see one exceptionally eerie spiritual happening right in front of our eyes. The CCTV footage provided shows an early morning feed of the empty day surgery service of the hospital. It would appear something very unusual was caught on camera. Let's take a look. 15 seconds into the footage, viewers can see what appears to be a spooky human-like shape appear on the left side of the frame and walk through what appears to be a car park. As the figure walks to the right of shot, it begins to become more and more transparent until it fully fades away into nothingness. Workers in this hospital have stated that these spiritual sightings are quite common in the building and that they believe they're actually souls. As this figure looks like and walks exactly as a human does, could it possibly be a soul that once passed away inside this very hospital? Home security systems are an excellent way to keep track of what's going on around you. However, you might end up discovering things that are better left unseen. Like in this footage uploaded to Instagram by famed paranormal investigator Greg Ludwig, who goes by the username Ghost Inspector Greg. The footage was shot using the night vision mode of a backyard camera late one night. According to the homeowners, no one was in the yard at the time the video was recorded. Yet, if you watch closely, you'll notice a shadow suddenly appear in the yard.
Watch this spot right here. You can see a shadow appear. Boom.
And no one's there.
It looks like it's being cast by a person, but there's clearly no one there.
You can see a shadow appear. Boom.
And no one's there.
The shadow isn't the only strange thing caught by the camera. Near the bottom of the shadow, we also see an orb of bright light appear and disappear several times over the course of a few seconds.
And then you see this little orb right here.
And then you
watch. Babe. Look at that. No one's out back.
It just sits there too.
It does. It just sits right there.
And you can see the whole shadow, like a
It's
person.
nuts.
According to some paranormal experts, orbs of light are a common way for spirits to manifest, as they require significantly less energy than corporeal manifestations. So could this orb indicate that the shadow is being cast by a ghost? After a few seconds, the orb disappears.
Now watch. The person's gonna disappear.
Followed shortly by the shadow itself.
It's like they're just boom.
Boom. Gone.
Some viewers believe that the orb captured in the video could be a simple glare from residual light, but the human-shaped shadow is harder to explain. What do you think could have caused it? Share your theories with the community in the comments section down below.
It's like they're just boom.
Boom. Gone.
In this video, shared to YouTube by Haunted Forest Monsters, it appears as though something strange has been caught on an outdoor security camera. Take a look.
Yo, what the f, dude?
According to the YouTuber, this footage was captured on a camera placed outside of their mother's workplace. If you watch closely, there appears to be something moving across the parking lot.
Yo, what the f, dude?
The figure is white and semi-transparent, but clearly has a human form. As it moves, you can clearly see legs moving back and forth. Often issues with camera compression rates are thought to be responsible for semi-transparent anomalies that show up on film. However, many still seem certain that footage like this really does show a paranormal entity. While it's hard to deny that this figure certainly does look otherworldly, more evidence is still needed before we can definitively say that a ghost really has been caught on camera in this parking lot. In this video, a shadow figure makes an appearance in yet another seemingly normal place, this time in a hallway of a regular home. What makes this particular video more spine-chilling is the fact that an innocent baby may have been involved, as shared by YouTuber Captured Camera TV. We see what appears to be a hallway of a normal residential home. Soon after the clip starts, we hear a violent banging sound. Seconds later, we see something unusual. Take a look. A dark shadow appears on the left side of the wall. The figure seems to travel down the hallway with its shadow appearing on the right wall as it makes its way down the hall. We then see the shadow figure go into a room on the right-hand side. After a few moments, the shadow entity reappears briefly outside of the door again, while a baby begins to cry. As the video goes on, the baby's cries turn into loud screams, until the baby ceases to make noise. We then see the shadow figure re-emerge and leave down the hallway. The fact that the baby started howling when the shadow figure entered the room is certainly eerie timing. What could the figure have done to the baby while it was haunting the room? Or could the baby's cries not be related to the figure at all, and instead be pure coincidence? There's been no explanation for what's happening in this clip, so we can only make assumptions for ourselves. As usual, I'll throw this out to you, the audience. Let me know what you think's happening in this eerie video, then let us know down in the comments. TikToker Lenaroy Kangi uploaded this weird piece of CCTV footage and it's been creeping people out ever since. Check out the spooky capture for yourself.
Kung inyo mapapansin, may isang lalaking nakaitim na naglalakad. Pagmasdan mabuti kung ano ang mangyayari sa kanya.
We can see what appears to be the body of a man strolling down the street with no head.
May isang lalaking nakaitim na naglalakad. Pagmasdan mabuti kung ano ang mangyayari sa kanya.
Weirdly, the man then seems to vanish before a truck drives down the road from the opposite direction. In cases of missing body parts, people often cite wonky security cameras or glitches as the cause. In this case, the man's body is very clearly defined while there's no blurriness where his head should be. The blurriness often seen in these sorts of situations are typically associated with low compression rates. As such, it makes it less likely that it's simply a case of a faulty camera, and more likely a case of something a little spookier.
Ano ang mangyayari sa kanya.
This next clip shows why it's probably a good idea to have a home security system installed. It's nearly 1 AM on the 31st of July 2020 when this Redditor, Navy Beans, receives an alert on their phone that movement has been detected outside of their house. They open their feed and see this. A naked man can be seen walking up the driveway. A second camera catches the man behaving erratically as he paces about. He seems dazed and confused. At one point, he grabs the garden hose off the reel and walks around the side of the house. He slinks out of view of the camera for a brief moment. Then eventually walks back down the driveway. The homeowner notes that they live on a rural 3-acre property on a mountain. It's miles to the nearest town and even their neighbours are far away. The OP jokingly said it could be a Terminator wandering around naked after travelling back from the future. Ultimately though, they were completely baffled by the sighting. I'm surprised they managed to find humour in it, as this is a pretty genuinely terrifying thing to see happening on your property. Most commenters on the post agreed that the man must have been on drugs and was lost and confused, but still, there's no telling what a person in this sort of manic state might be capable of. So what would you do if you saw this on your home security feed? Let me know in the comments down below. While driving on freeways, we expect to see lots of cars, lights, and long stretches of road. But what about when we see something more sinister on the highway? That's what seemed to happen in this clip, originally posted on I'm Haunted's YouTube page. In the video, we see CCTV footage of a freeway with cars driving by. After a few moments, on the left side of the frame, we see something eerie. We can see what appears to be a mysterious figure resembling a man casually walking across the left side of the road. A couple of seconds after it appears, a big truck drives into frame and seemingly right into the figure. As the truck drives on, we can see the entity again, walking just as it was moments ago. The figure then steps onto the freeway median before disappearing completely. Here it is again, zoomed in and in slow motion. The uploader of this video believes that the ghostly figure could actually be a time traveler from another era exploring the road. Some commentators of the video have disputed this, however, wondering how a time traveler could have walked away unharmed after being hit by a truck. This led to others speculating that it could indeed be a ghost, spirit, or other paranormal being haunting the highway. Give the clip another look and judge for yourself. YouTuber Tammy Jackson is another unfortunate homeowner who got more than they bargained for with a home security camera. When a motion detecting camera goes off and no one's around, what's a homeowner to think? The Ring home security camera that recorded this footage was placed on the back of the house to monitor the backyard. Because these cameras only begin recording when they detect motion, we know that something must have happened to trigger it. Mere seconds into the video, we can guess what it must have been. Take a look. A white, misty shape seems to be hovering along the ground. It moves across the ground for a few seconds before suddenly disappearing. A moment after it disappears, a motion-sensing floodlight in the backyard turns on. There's clearly no one there. It's possible that a small animal hidden in the shadows could have caused the camera and even the light to turn on. However, that doesn't explain the odd, misty figure that appears in the back of the yard. Is this some strange atmospheric condition, or is it something a little more sinister? Let us know what you think down below. It's thought that paranormal entities can take on all types of different shapes and forms. One of the most common is the shape of a shadow figure, or a dark entity that resembles a shadow. In this instance, viewers can see a possible shadow figure taking on the manifestation of a circular black mass. YouTuber Hidden World has shared this clip, which has made the employees of this office want to give it a double look. The first 25 seconds of the video is still footage of an office space with a couch, a couple of desks, and a chair. It's after the 30-second mark, however, that something bizarre is caught on camera. We can see a small black mass appear near the doorway of the office space. The mass slowly hovers up from the floor before suddenly moving over the desk and chair and turning into a strange mist. The clip is played twice more with a focus on the strange shape as it moves over the desk. What's particularly odd about this shadow figure is its transformation from a solid black shape to being nearly transparent in just a second. We can only hope this dark figure had innocent intentions. Because hospitals see more than their fair share of death, they're often thought to be rife with paranormal activity. Sometimes when they're closed down, they're converted, in this case, into office space. And if this clip from Redditor Passan DNF is to be believed, some of the ghostly residents might have stayed behind. Take a look. The footage was captured on a security camera just after midnight. At such a late hour, one would think all of the employees have long since gone home. However, the building isn't as quiet or still as you might expect. If you look closely at the door closest to the camera, something odd happens. You'll notice the blinds on the window begin to move, almost as if a hand on the other side of the door has begun slowly running its fingers down them. A moment later, the door slowly creaks open until it's left ajar in the empty hallway, yet no one ever exits. So what do you think? Could it be possible that some sort of paranormal entity has remained on the premises even after the hospital closed down? Perhaps the spirit of a former patient never left after losing their life in this very room. Museums are a great place to see some incredible art, learn about history, and, according to this footage, possibly see ghosts. This eerie CCTV footage uploaded to YouTube by Casper Web TV has left viewers on edge. In the video, viewers see what appears to be a large room in the museum, with two bright lights shining down on the floor. The camera appears to have caught some unusual activity. Take a look. A ghost-like figure appears out of nowhere and strolls over the floor under the lights where it becomes difficult to make out. As it does this, the turnstiles in the bottom right of the shot appear to spin all on their own. After a few moments, the transparent figure turns around, making itself visible once more, before it walks back to the left of shot, then completely disappears. As this is live CCTV footage, viewers state that they're more likely to believe that this is an actual apparition over something that could have been manipulated or edited. Moreover, there doesn't seem to be anyone else in the room that could explain the arrival of the figure or why the turnstiles appear to move on their own. More importantly, the transparent nature of the figure is certainly mysterious. Give this clip another view and let us know what you think. Our first piece of creepy Ring doorbell security footage was uploaded to Reddit by user Seaton4130. In 2019, this homeowner received an alert that there was someone at the front door. Judging by the post, they decided not to answer it, and it's easy to see why. Take a look. An unsettling masked person offering free hugs is standing at the door. They look menacingly into the camera, then point to their sign. Judging by the timestamp on the video, it is actually Halloween night, which does take the edge off this sighting just a little. But still, I'm not sure I'd be happily opening my door to this character, even if it was Halloween night. Usually parents use baby monitors to watch over their little ones in case they begin to cry, shift around, or express other types of discomfort. But what about when a parent notices something happening nearby the baby that is not explained by any usual behaviour? That's exactly what happened to YouTuber Dad's Always Right when he saw something on his baby monitor that gave him the chills. In the brief clip, a baby sleeps soundly in a baby carriage snuggled up in blankets, when suddenly something eerie happens. The bear slowly turns sideways, seemingly all by itself. It stops a couple of seconds later, seemingly looking directly into the camera as the clip ends. Teddy bears and dolls moving all by themselves have been the plot points for countless horror films and TV shows. Usually in these films, the stuffed animals and dolls have sinister intentions, bringing death and destruction to the humans around them. Thankfully, this baby's dad and his child haven't experienced any harm. Still, the fact that the teddy bear stopped moving as soon as it was facing the camera certainly leaves viewers of the video with an unsettling feeling in the pit of their stomachs.
Now, if you want to see some more creepy videos, check out that episode on the top there. Otherwise, if you like to binge and watch in longer sessions, the playlist's right there will help you out. Leave us a comment down below, or if you're new, hit that subscribe button. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.